I didn't realize how much of my life would revolve around feeding people. And it's not even just the cooking, it's everything around eating. Every day, multiple times a day. And lately, I'm just tired of it. Because you plan the food, you prep the food, and that's what? 34 minutes? And then you cook the food another 30 minutes, maybe more. And then you set things up and you finally eat. And by the time you're actually eating, you're already tired. And then you realize you're going to have to do this again tomorrow, or maybe even a few hours. Not once, not twice, at least 3 times. And if you have kids, it's more than that. You stop what you're doing, you feed them, and you make sure they eat, and you clean up. And then somehow, it starts all over again. I don't think people really talk about how much time and energy food actually takes. Not just groceries, not just money. The planning, the cleanup, the mental load. It's like a full production every single day. And you still have to do it because you need food. And that's just life. I get why people end up doing takeout or fast food because that was us for a while. Not because we didn't know how to cook. Not because we didn't care. We were just tired. We were tired of planning, tired of cooking. We were tired of cleaning. And I remember feeling guilty about that. Like if we weren't cooking everything from scratch or doing it the right way, we were doing it wrong somehow. And right now, we're in a phase where we're trying to reduce how much of our week goes into food. Not to eliminate it, but to just shrink it. With less decision making, less prepping, and less pressure. And even then, it still takes hours. Which is wild when you think about it. Because food is supposed to be nourishing. But lately, it hasn't felt nourishing. It felt like something we manage. And I think what's getting to me is how much space this takes up. Not just on the stove, but in my head. It's ironic. The food gives you energy, but everything around it takes it away. It's about the fact that when you're managing a household, there are so many invincible tasks. And food is one of the loudest ones. Sometimes I will catch myself thinking, how is this such a big part of life? And then I remember it always has been. It's just heavier now. And I don't really have a solution here. We're still figuring out what works for us in this season. But I do know this. If feeding yourself or feeding your family feels exhausting, it doesn't mean you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're bad with money. And it doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you're human. And food takes more than we admit.